It was a while before I realised I had made the wrong choice that night. When I said yes, it just felt like things were aligned. But I was so fucking broken. I suppose even one of Pollock's paintings would have seemed aligned to me at that time. I wonder did he ever say, "I've a pain in me Pollocks." Anyway, I tried to go back and undo my choice, but we all know that's one of those privileges only bestowed on the likes of Marty McFly or your man, Quantum Leap. I can go there in my mind though, and oftentimes I do. It was around mid-December. Dark since fourish, cold but fresh, and I had just finished work temping in this little office out the back of Hollis Street. Hollis Place it was called. The office was attached to the back of one of those fancy old school houses on Merrion Square, which I'm pretty sure was a servant's quarters back in the day. Had an air of desolation and poverty, covered up with lino and office grade blue carpet. I left the office and I headed towards Denzil Lane. I was praying to God that I could pass the Ginger Man pub without accidentally tripping in the door and accidentally ordering a pint and sitting in a cosy corner, watching all the other creeps sitting in cosy corners, people watching, which is what usually happened to me on a Thursday after work. Such unfortunate accidents befell upon me some days. As it happens, I accidentally did trip on the doorstep that evening, and I did accidentally order a pint. But just as I approached my usual creep spot, I actually really did accidentally trip and stumble forward, at a moderate enough pace, like Linford Christie in slow motion, holding my pint of black and white perfection at arm's length, the creamy white head bobbing as fast as my own, while trying to catch my footing. I never did catch my footing and ended up face down, arm in the air, pint untouched, nose intact but bleeding, liberated from all dignity, yet still in that first second, feeling that rush of pure Irish patriotism, that I hadn't spilled a drop of Arthur's blood on the stone cold floor. I realised quickly that nobody seemed to notice or care, other than a few titters and the snap of a few camera phones stealing images of my absent dignity. No one budged, neither did I, until a very concerned bystander moved at the speed of sloth towards me. She took the immaculate pint from my still upward pointing arm and placed it down on a table beside us. She turned back to offer me a hand up, and as our hands interlocked, the rest of the night became written in stone, the stars, the history books, whatever way you look at it. My choice was made in that moment, before I was even given the options. She asked me was I okay, as I wiped blood from my nose with the back of a soggy beer mat. I assured her I was perfectly fine and that I would never considering enter a pub in any other fashion. I would like to say that she laughed, but she didn't. She did snort though, which was unexpected considering there was no cops around. I wonder deep down, did we know in that moment about the weight of flippant choices? My snorting saviour picked up my pint and held it out in front of me. "You look like you might need this," she said. I took it from her hands and I split the G like never before. It tasted as perfect as it looked, that cold, liquid, 2-pence piece flavoured elixir of the gods. "Thanks," I said, wiping my lip with my sleeve. "I'm heading over the bridge to check out the launch of a new bar on the quays. Would you care to join me?" she smiled. "Have you never heard of Stranger Danger?" I inquired, scanning the pub for any familiar face, anyone who could save me from this imminent social encounter, which I had not planned or mulled over or had any anxiety attacks over yet. Anyone who knows me knows I need at least 2 weeks to mentally attack myself about all the possibilities involved in attending a social event. "A stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet," she snorted. I immediately wanted to punch her either between the tits or the eyes for that one, but instead I said, "You're so right, let's do it." I had blindly and willingly immersed myself fully into the wrong decision at this point. We walked down Westland Row onto Lombard Street East, a very romantic street indeed. Across the Sean O'Casey Bridge, where we followed Custom House Quay onto Eden Quay. Here we joined the queue for the launch of the new bar, which just so happened to be called Bad Choices. The stars were truly aligning. We made our way in and grabbed a pint. "Would you like to dance?" she asked. "Yes," I said. And so, after spending 100% of my life trying to be unhappy, working as hard as I possibly could at it, honing my skills, hating myself, everything about me, seeking darkness, unhappiness, solitude and boredom, that one yes changed everything. I ended up fucking happy, fucking married, with 2 fucking kids who I love the bones of and who evidently make me very fucking happy. All of my life's work up in smoke in one word. Yes. And the saddest thing is, I make my little snorting senorita very happy too. What a load of bleeding pollocks.